All set. Racing. Anticipating the break beautifully was Bandolier Bow from the inside. Burkett Boy got out of the gates very quickly. Coming over Rommel's Journey is going to certainly size them up and have a shot for the lead with Master Buddha pressing on. Right behind those, Nod and Smile as they got going into stride properly. Catch the Red Eye is next of all. A length away Fries with that, just scouting around them deeper. I'm Eugene down on the inside just in front of Reginald. Outside of those came the Horseman, followed further back the Admiral, and then came leading Taddy, Rock This Country, and last of all is Nero King. And so as they leave the back, they make their way down the side. 700 left to go. Rommel's Journey had them stacked up in front, leads the way. Master Buddha running second. Over on the outside, Catch the Red Eyes pressing on here as they head by the 550 with Fries with that as well. Bandolier Bow strung up near the inside. Gee, they're jammed up behind the speed. Burkett Boy is there in the middle. Reginald's going up nicely just behind those. So's the Horseman to the outside. Leading Taddy is next of all. They come to the 350 right across the track where the Horseman reaches the lead. Leading Taddy. Further back, Nero King coming from last is rattling down the outskirts of the track. The Horseman leading Taddy. Leading Taddy's got the neck in front. The Horseman tries to go with him. Nero King comes to the end of its run. Leading Taddy's in front and leading Taddy. Leading Taddy muscled over the line, beat the Horseman. Nero King a very good run as well. First up for third. Nod and Smile behind those. With Rock This Country, the Admiral. Fries with that. Burkett Boy was next in front of Reginald. They were followed by Catch the Red Eye, Bandolier Bow, and I'm Eugene. Master Buddha dropping right out of play, as did the pacemaker Rommel's Journey, who was stone motherless last. Leading Taddy wins the final event for the day. Leading Taddy for the Maley stable. After the running of race number 7, 9 will go into the frame. Leading Taddy. Stephen Parnham defeating 6, the Horseman, Brad Parnham. 4, Nero King, Lactar Romilly. And 16, Rock This Country, Jade McNaught. The interim placings, 9, 6, 4, 16. Leading Taddy by Deucimus from Swimmer from the Ash Maley stable, ridden by Stephen Parnham. And Salutes came back out of a placid arc last start, placed to the informed Bayzard 2 runs ago, and has delivered this afternoon to beat the Horseman by Universal Ruler from Regalo Monte. Neville Parnham and Brad Parnham and 4 Nero King, who peeled off from last. A good performance first up by Machino from Classical Snow. Lactar Romilly for the Jimmy Taylor stable. So those are the details there. Willie Pike couldn't quite get there in the last, but he still made it 4 out of 7 and rode like a man inspired here this afternoon, going into the Group 1 Northerly meeting, of course, at Ascot on Saturday. Margins to the last event were a short neck, a half a length in 124.92, 35.84. The last 600 as we head down now into the enclosure, and rounding out the day will be a Lockie Taylor.
Thank you, Darren. I'm now joined by Ash Smaley. Ash, a nice way to round out what's been a long day. Your only runner, and you salute here in the last with Leading Taddy, a horse that came out of the Placid Arc. It was a big drop in grade, and he duly saluted.
Yeah, no, he's a nice horse, and going forward, like I sort of thought, like his last start with 1,000 metres is certainly not his go. But I mean, we had to run him somewhere. We were going to wait for a barrier, but obviously that might not happen with this horse. So. We just sort of thought that we'd give a throw at the stumps for the 1,400, and yeah, he hung on really well. I mean, he was wide most of the way, but Steve gave him a nice ride, and he got cover all the way, which was nice to see. So, and when he peeled him out on the corner, I sort of thought, well, he's obviously peeled him out pretty early because he's thinking that he's travelling pretty well. So that gives us a little bit of confidence.
What did you make of him in the concluding stages? Obviously, as you mentioned, he was perhaps a slight query out to 1,400 metres this afternoon. Do you keep him at 14 now, or do you potentially look at a mile with him next start as well?
No, we're probably going to try and keep him around the 1,400. I think that's the way to go for him. But look, the 16, certainly I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think he did it fairly tough. And he certainly went through the line as good as anything there. So he looked like he was a pretty good fighter. So obviously if he can get somewhere near the lead, he's going to fight it out.
Makes the drive worthwhile?
Certainly does.
Well done.
Thanks, Bob.
There's Ash Maley taking out the last with Leading Taddy, and Stevie Parnham, he continues his good form in the saddle. Scott, he goes from strength to strength, and he's our man that will be catching up with us on the Western Mail. Is he coming back to have a chat with you, or is he going to stay for after the last?
I said to Stevie, probably better just to jump in the shower and then get back out to join the Western Mail lock. We won't keep him.
That sounds good to me. That's all we have time for our Sky Thoroughbred Central coverage. Don't forget the Western Mail forecasting towards the Northerly Stakes on Saturday afternoon airs at 5:45 after the next at Launceston. That worked out easy.